Rings. Oh, just lost one. They were both up there for a second. There's chaos in the background. All right. Yeah, it was very rare to get them both on, get both in the back at the same time. At least to get on camera, at least. So, yeah, Fritz is over there turning something up. So, all right, Grings. I know what I have to go through. So this is a 10-year remote view, basically seeing the future, best of my ability. Obviously, it's, take it or leave it. Who knows where it's going to be seen, what it's not going to be seen. Something's going on back there. Dark Atlantean agenda. You see that right now with the Nazi-style lockdowns and, government manipulation. So obviously they're just doing it for our own good. When the AIDS virus came out, they didn't care about that. I don't think the president said anything for like 6 years on the AIDS virus. So, they really care. So they don't care. So, obviously this is the war. So, it's basically a Nazi agenda, which also goes into black magician energies. Because the black magicians, part of secret societies, created the Nazi party. And, and now here we are. It's just in stealth, that's all. It does come back to the Dark Atlantean vibrations for sure. Basically, the Atlanteans are doing the same thing, at least the darker versions of them, the darker side of the Atlanteans. So they never went away. So going into a little bit of that. That's not going to be the main thing here. And Sirius, the summer triangle star or triangle, not star. So the summer triangle is basically. I'm not sure if I even have that up anymore. I think I took it down. I might have it over here. I took it all down. Anyway, you can look it up. I can't find my stream. Anyway, it's basically 3 stars that are connected to each other. I'm just getting the Syrian connection for that. And there's also a winter triangle also. It's basically 3 major stars. One is Vega, and I forgot the other one. I guess I could look it up. Summer triangle. It's here. I think this is the right one. Yeah. I didn't come prepared for this one. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll bring it up. We did a 10-year. So originally for the 10-year remote view, I was going to put 10-year. Like this whole thing is going to continue on for 10 years. It's looking like it for right now. So the government's finding something better to do, and so far they have no identity. So this is all they got going for themselves at this point. So all of a sudden they care about everyone's health, which is humorous. So obviously they're changing timelines. But I do see maybe 8 years. I saw it going in 2025, but I mean, who knows? It might just cool down before that, but who knows? Right now it's like 10 years. For right now. No. So unless the kids in the government or they find something better to do, like another bone to chase or chew on or whatever you want to call it. Just a great time to be alive. Seeing mediocrity at its finest. All right, we have Avatar Comic private sessions. We have the scheduler shop here. I'm on the 17th or 18th. I'm going as slow as possible. As you can see, same situation here. I have a shop here. Might show up. I might change the shop anyway. I might upgrade this. We'll see. I might just go ahead and do it. I've been holding off on it. Webinar sign up. We have a webinar tomorrow, and we have a webinar Saturday and then Sunday. And I have a psychiatric breakdown after that. Yeah, social network and behind the scenes. So I have a video about next week. There's a webinar definitely tomorrow, and the weekly webinar is going to be on Sunday. So, and next Saturday I'm on a secret mission, and I think Friday night and Saturday night I'm on a secret mission. Next week we'll see how that goes. I'll be out of town next week. That's not a secret mission. That just sucks. But anyway, that's not something I'm trying to be positive about it. Yeah, it's not. I can't get out of it apparently. So, okay, 10-year remote view. So, I don't know, the virus, maybe 5 more years of this. They'll change the name of it, they'll change the color of it. Meanings are the variants. They can't let this go. They're almost like they're obsessed with it. Yeah. Are we all that surprised? They're literally obsessed with it. They can't let it go, can they? Well, when you have a bunch of people that say, yeah, give it to us, it's like, okay, sure. So, yeah, we have most of the population all for it. So, yeah. So they're going to ride this train as long as they can. So there is a 10-year plan for it, though. So it can't go longer. But it feels like 5 years, at least they have it planned out, how they're going to screw with us, basically. At least through this whole, just the way it is, just buckle in and enjoy the ride. Now, I believe they are going to bring down a lot of the lockdown stuff. They're going to stop doing that eventually. I think Australia to finally stop doing that, maybe. Of course, Austria, it's another story there. Yeah, Austria showed me that there's a lot of elite energy, obviously, there. But that might get overturned. I think it happens in February. They might overturn that, possibly. Hopefully they do, because they're going to mandatory everyone to have it. You know, the jab is just freaking ridiculous. So, but this whole variant thing, they're just going to ride that train as long as they can. It'll be this code name, that code name, just keep going and going. It's almost like the space program. It's almost like naming storms. So yeah, they're not gonna let go of this. Obviously, weather anomalies, strange ones, that's pretty obvious. A lot of them are going to be government once again manipulated. Well, they're just really busy here, aren't they? They just have nothing better to do, or just. Of course, a lot of the government energy is connected to a galactic energy. Of course, it's connected to Archon energy, but a lot of it is galactic. Basically, your alien Illuminati beings that are here. Not all of them are robotic. A lot of them are alien. Some of them are felines that are causing us mayhem here, because they can. Because the feline elite, at least the dark ones, feel like they can. They have rule over us because we gave away our power so easily. No argument there. So why the alien beings that manipulate our world so easily? It's not just reptilians. I know the reptilians are like, on number one list. But it's not only just them. It goes on and on. The Archon is usually the strong. I mean, the Archon put the system up there, but still, they created the system to manipulate our reality, but any being can come in and do it. So, I would put the Archon as like at least the first, or of course you don't hear about that very often. Let's see here. Where are we going with all this? So the future, obviously they're holding back technologies. That's nothing new. Are we going to go back to VCRs? Maybe. Obviously the Archon grid too, why they're making up all these TV shows, because they don't want to give us anything new. They do here and there, but they don't want to give us anything new because they want to keep the old program going. So as we start, because anything original brings new ideas and moves us to another level. So they keep us in the past, as they've been trying to do, remake everything basically, at least television wise, just to hold us hostage as best as they can. It's working for the most part, but it's not going to work forever. Yeah, to keep us in the 1970s. This energy I just got. Yeah, just not seeing much of the 1970s clothes style anywhere, bell bombs and all that, but I guess we have some version of it here. Yeah, I always said it was the 1950s, but it feels like more 1970s now. So we've upgraded a little bit. That's good. It's always good to see that we're evolving. 1970s, that figures. Let's see. Anything else? Not sure how far this is going to go. Yeah, this is mostly about the virus situation I was going to go into. Government's going to obviously come and go. New York City is going to go through a slight change, not too major. Well, tenure, yeah, government wise it will, but still going to stay much the same. Let's see here. Politics wise, it's always going to be a disappointment on a grant. Yeah, this is not much of a remote view anymore now, is it? So the alien beings that are here, okay, so we'll just do present. That's a little bit easier because 10 years, like I'm all over the place with that. Okay, it matters anyway. So there's a lot of Orion activity here, not necessarily in a negative way. Orion Council beings are assisting technologies in fourth dimension to help us, remember ourselves, to help clear our amnesia. For those that want to be helped, the rest of the population, all these alien beings are assisting us to keep us together so we don't fall apart. At least on a conscious level, it might not be. It just, even if we are going in this way and that way, to kind of just keep us, from imploding, you can say, at least on a spiritual level. Because some people are opening up more of their frequencies or higher energy, but then they get depressed because they're still here. They're not in they're not in the Palladian world, running around naked or anything. They're still here. So just trying to heal that frequency to the best of their ability. A lot of energies coming in from Saturn. Not necessarily of a negative nature, but basically to help us know more about ourselves as we unlock our third-dimensional prison sentence here. Well, we're getting little keys of our reality, but not the full picture, of course. I do feel like the spiritual community is going to get those that are in the top tier, like the controlling it, in the higher echelon. I think they're going to get a wake up call because it's not working anymore. Not yet, but basically it's just, people eventually realize it's all a bunch of, I'm not going to go into details on that. It can go further, but it doesn't do it. That was basically the virus stuff I was going to go into. Anything else? Obviously, there's a lot of Palladian ships here assisting with health the best of their ability. Palladian beings obviously are helping with children coming into the world, reincarnating without losing their minds. And some can't protect all of them, but some kids don't get child trafficked. Palladians are playing a role. Obviously, there's other beings involved. Obviously, you have an archangel energy here. You have archangels. Talk about the aliens involved with our weather. Our archangels involved with that. The Garcian beings are involved with that. It's not just It's just not just aliens. It's human consciousness is involved with that. It's a little bit of everything. So it's just aliens can help to a certain degree, but we're still in charge, even if we feel like we're driving off a cliff. And that's every day. These programmed people that are here, the ones that are create our holographic reality, That will eventually start to open up even more. At least how that works exactly. A lot of it's connected to the churches. No surprise there. What is that the truth of it? Yeah, that makes sense. The churches are part of the holographic grid. Yeah, creating your phony people that just basically the checklist of life and just kind of do the same thing. Whether sports, whether relating to just things that are sport, it's just kind of like I mean, even where I live, it's kind of like a holographic reality. It's safe here, but I don't feel anything for it. I've lived in Florida forever. I feel nothing for Florida. Nothing. It might be safe. I guess that's the only thing it's got going for it. That's about it. Other than that, it's just nothing. So whatever. It's what it is. Okay, all right. Do a channeling on. Okay, so do another connection a little bit differently here. All right, so that was like a brief remote view. It's not going to be anything too spectacular on that. I mean, if you want a remote view, was like Bill Clinton and Epstein, at a party. Shit was. I still think was it Bill Clinton is no different than Epstein. I think Bill Clinton just envies Epstein. It's just like, man, you're living my life. Bunch of scumbags. And Epstein was some kind of Illuminati energy. I've been looking into that a little bit. He is definitely some form of Illuminati, obviously, but it's some kind of Illuminati that's, I would say, Illuminati disclosure. I think I've said that in the past, but I'm saying it again. I feel that's we have alien disclosure, we have Illuminati disclosure, we have a robot president. Just getting all this disclosure, we know what to do with ourselves. Lucky us. So, all right. Okay, we're going to remote viewer. I'll bring somebody in about the energy of the future. How about that? Of course, that can go anywhere with that one. Yeah, just consciousness of the future, and we're just Earth of the future, 10 years. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are conscious of your future. We are Palladian beings. We are being assisted by Arcturian vibrations. Well, you can say your Earth is being cut open, meaning that you're seeing the problems of your world. Some don't want to see it, but some of you are seeing the serpent that is here. The serpent vibration, you can say it's archon, but it's basically manipulative control. So obviously you see, people see what they want to see. It doesn't mean you have to connect to the negativity of the situation, but you can go deeper into how the world works if you wish to. It's not for everybody. You can have a crowd of spiritually awakened people. Only one wants to discover what it really is like on all levels. And they're willing to go deep into the unknown, the abyss. Even now, you don't have many people that are like jumping into a submarine and going deep into the ocean. It takes a certain type of person to do that, or people for that matter. So that's why some of you go into the dark and not get affected by it, while others are like losing their minds. And you'll understand that more eventually. Where it's not ever just because people say it's dark, it might be dark to them, but for others, it's just knowledge. It's information. And they're not getting affected by it. They just want to know more about their Earth. And yes, you might find an archon being, or yes, the lower dimensions, but you can go into hell without a problem. And others just can't do that. They're just not made for it. They're not designed for it. And that's what your spiritual community, it's up to you if you want to learn that. But some just cannot handle a lower frequency. And some of you can handle a high frequency, a low frequency, you can handle everything. The higher frequencies, yes, can get a little bit because they can get dark over time. And that's another thing that many are not going to want to learn. Not soon. But basically, humans here that are advancing their spirituality now, well, yes, go to the next level of, yes, seeing beings if you wish to. It might not be as clear as you'd like it to be. It was almost like seeing a ghost around, but every once in a while, you'll feel a frequency around you. That will continue to increase. Your world government's going to still play the same game they are now. Basically, keeping your world in the shadows, keeping the blindfold on. But some of you are looking past that, but you're not getting angry about it. You might get angry a little bit, but many of you are actually here to solve the frequency levels, basically allowing yourself to open up more on a higher level and see more complex dimensions, realities that you're connected to. Some of you have been presidents of other versions of Earth, and some of you have been put in a position of power. That's why you are attracted to certain energies, especially in the news cycles, because you've been there already in some form. Palladian vibrations, of course, are learning much from all of you. All beings are. The Palladian races are getting more advanced, which even on a spiritual level, even if we are alien beings, we're just understanding how to communicate with humans and also how to appear to you in a way where it's helpful. But humans right now are still figuring out your own energy field. Basically, for your own energy field, not just for yourself individually, but for everyone, basically, it's like turning your energy field into like a swimming pool where it's just easy to move around. Like you just feel like you can move around reality without a problem. You can see the timelines more clearly. You might not always be able to connect that timeline, but you see the vibrations around you. So when your energy around you is like, it's clear, it's easier for alien beings to connect you. It's basically you're turning your energy field into like a psychedelic realm. And of course, it's difficult to do that when you have to go to your 9 to 5 job. You have to do all these things. It makes the energy pool around you harder to see. But many of you are finding a way. You will find a way to clear that. But yes, many of you do have karma to clear within your jobs, your family, and that's what makes the waters a little bit muddy for now. It's just how you handle your situation. You might not like it, but you'll be able to deal with it a lot easier. It's just on how you handle it. And that can speed up the process so you can go to the next level of yourself. So, more realization, more understanding the timelines, manifesting when it's necessary. Some want to manifest all the time, and you do, but the major manifestations do take longer. But it all depends on what you're trying to manifest. So, what's this? Greetings to you. Well, the Atlantean energies. Many Atlanteans became trickster beings. Wizards, but also tricksters. Some, yes, even connected to Elohim to control your reality. As an angel being, many found out that they can become more powerful. Now, when some went to their darker side themselves, eventually they find the lighter side. So even angels have to find, yes, the dark night of their soul. And many of you are here that actually experienced that one time in your incarnation life. Many of you are here as angels in your past life, but of course you're here now. The angelic vibrations is basically, it's kind of like, as an angel being, it's connecting to the earth like a musical instrument. It's like you're working with the vibrations. We don't have the right words for this, but we're going to say it anyway. You're bringing your music to the earth. Let's put it that way. And some archangels do sing. to the planet. Some do talk to it. They talk to humanity. For example, you might have a person just channeling or talking on a video. They used to have people talking in town squares, but that's not so much anymore. But you can have a person talking on a video about their belief system and all of that, not even realizing that person's actually channeling the archangels that they're connected to. Now it's their growth, the person's individual's growth, but also it's the angel's growth too. It's basically so they can get their message to humanity. So they don't really notice that person channeling at all. That does happen time to time. So the archangel frequencies basically is roaming around your earth to help you just, find your world to find its best placement. It's where it needs to be. It's almost like, in some regard, like playing chess. Is like you make a move and then some dark being makes a move, or even one of your friend angels makes a move. Like, why did you just do that? So we're basically opening up timelines for you to choose where you want to go. Now realize Atlantean energies and archangel energies are actually interlocked among some Atlantean beings. So understand the difference between Atlantean beings and archangels will become clearer. For some of you remember Atlantean beings as angel beings, because our realm was now over, but we connected more to higher frequencies to still assist you. So there are some angels here also as scientists, maybe not in more spiritual science. And all angels have the answers. And you see that within those that are channeling energies from higher dimensions. They're doing the best they can. It all depends on where the person is individually, what they understand about this world and realities. And they have to work with what they have. They work with the human the best as they can. If the human only has a certain type of perception and direction, that's all they can work with. They can try to open that door for more education, but not all beings are ready for that, especially those spiritual people that become successful with their spiritual growth and teaching. They're not always the best ones to teach. Like for an angel to teach them. Because you kind of set in their ways. Some want to learn new things, but that's not always the case. Now, obviously, when you want to learn new things, that doesn't always jive with everybody. So that's why new things don't always happen. Sometimes it does, but some take old information and just kind of newify it. Nothing wrong with that. But those of you that want a further journey, a further road to go, connecting to your planets more clearly, allowing your mind to be more free, that is what you're working on today. Yes. Where you can just be more free with your belief system, but also have your belief system affect your reality, where your reality is more comfortable. Your mind is more comfortable. Your reality is more comfortable. And you just feel like you're evolving. You just don't have a comfort like you can just lay down in a chair or something like that. But comfort meaning that you're building the reality that you feel is right instead of this reality where it's very controlled. Basically, humans have been taught to think a certain way. And that's where you're in right now. So you're going through the forest of belief systems. Some of you are creating always new belief systems, always, but others are knocking it down. But many of you are not giving up, as you know. It's just frustrating. Because you have this whole idea of how the world can be, and others just say, no, it can't be like that, and they shut it down. As you know. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are from Sirius. Yes, there's, as you know, dolphin frequencies are assisting you. There is a Syrian energy, yes, with Egypt, for Egypt to be more clear with your world's consciousness of what it is, where it came from. Yes, a lot of Egyptian energies have been hijacked, even buried in the sand, as you know. A lot of occultism, of course, came from it. because it's basically bringing a new language to your Earth. A lot of your hieroglyphs is technically a language on other worlds. Of course, new languages are created here, but there are basically hieroglyphs are basically just a way for us to communicate with you, and for your humans to remember us, because yes, we were here as alien energies everywhere, and it was a high abundance, almost like a supermarket of alien beings, like a marketplace of just alien beings everywhere, teachings. It was just a high frequency of just not perfection, but it was basically like you're on an alien world. And as a human became, well, basically, human, it's like we have enough knowledge from the aliens. Now we need to discover more about ourselves. So we became forgotten. So you can say, yeah, they're trying to disconnect us from your reality because the human was ready to just, you had enough knowledge for yourselves to go into the abyss of forgetfulness. It was very hard for many alien beings. Many of us thought this was going to continue forever for humans and alien beings to connect on your world and not just be part of this society. But you'd be surprised how much your human collective decided to take a different road as you are in today. Understand more about the Archon energies here. Basically, just you can say humans allowed it to happen, but because it didn't have to happen that way, humans could have rejected it. But it basically also healing the universe itself. The universe does have a wound. There is pain within it. Within other alien races, it just isn't always making itself entirely clear. Well, because when you're a universe in pain, just like a patient, they don't always want to say they're in trouble or they have a problem or I'm fine, everything's fine. I can live with all this, even if it's a toxic torture situation. So many of you're want to basically solve the universe's problems. Maybe not solve them all completely, but basically assist other worlds that are being, because other planets are going through a lot of manipulations too. It's like bring all your problems here so you can understand other places. Because many of you in Astral Realm do a great deal of work. As you probably know, it's like, what are we doing in Astral? It's always a question, right? But you're assisting other planets on a higher frequency. So you go into the fourth dimension in Astral and you go to those other worlds. It doesn't mean that you're saving the day, but you are bringing your knowledge to some of those places. Sometimes you get kicked back here. It's like nobody wants you. Well, they do, but other beings didn't like what you did. Doesn't mean it was negative, but just you have the knowledge of this planet so you can solve the problems of other worlds. Obviously, you can't see that here right now, but some of you can feel that frequency. So we are assisting the beings causing trouble here. They're on other worlds causing those problems, but you can go there easily in the sleep state and do what you can to repair the situation. Yeah, sometimes you go from one problem to the other. You go from problem planet to another problem planet. It's not always the case for everyone, but some of you probably can connect to that. And then when that other world heals, this world heals also. So some of you are becoming like spiritual physicians. So, blessings.